So, you're in jail. What happened after that?
I'm in jail. I'm out of jail because I was getting these 72-day sentences, and I didn't start going to prison until later on, but I kept going in and out, and I got pregnant with my daughter, Whitney. The year that I got pregnant with her was probably one of the worst years. It was a year that I decided to shoot drugs in my baby. I only shot drugs within 1 year, and after that, for some reason, I didn't. But I remember I was prostituting when I was 7 months pregnant. I had did drugs the whole 7 months, and in the course of the intercourse with the person that I was prostituting, my water broke, and this man gave me $10. And instead of me going to the hospital, I went to what they call the shooting gallery. It is where you go and shoot drugs. This dirty, filthy place. I was so dark, so beat up, so lost. I didn't go to the hospital. I went to a shooting gallery. And eventually I went to the hospital, and I had my daughter. She was 4 pounds. And they took her away, of course. And rightfully so. And so now I've lost 3 kids. There's no turning back for me now. Nothing.
And there was another incident that you shared in the book about an abortion that you had. That was a real defining moment for you of despair as well.
And this was my second pregnancy. This was my very second pregnancy. I separated from my husband, and I met this guy who, he came off as like, I'm respectful, I'm this, I'm that, I want to respect you, I know your father, which didn't mean nothing to me, because I'm glad you do, because I don't, you know what I mean? And so I ended up getting pregnant. He was like, well, we're not married. And I'm like, what does that matter? I knew you could have babies without being married. I seen my mother have babies without being married. I'm like, he said I had to have an abortion. And I didn't want to, but, it's one of those things where I'm with this guy, and it's like he's saying, well, you have to, and this is what we need to do. So I said, okay. So
how far along were you?
I was 20 weeks pregnant. But I still, what I knew was simply, they just put a little tube in you, and they just suck out something that's not really a baby, and it's going to be easy in and out, no problem. And that's what I had in my mind when I went. But when I got there, they put me on a gurney. They put me in one of those hospital gowns, and I was lined up in a room with other women laying on a gurney. They put an IV in me, and I said, well, what are you giving me? I'm not in pain. At that point, I wasn't in pain. What are you putting in my IV? She said, oh, this is going to help you to contract. I said, contract? What are you talking about? And I started to have these pains, which I knew was labor pains. Because I had my oldest son. I said, I feel like I'm in labor. And I said, man, I feel like it's hurting down there. I feel like I need to go bathroom. And she looked down and she called the doctor and she said, when you feel another pain, push. I said, push? She said, push. And I felt the pain and I pushed. I pushed out a baby. A dead baby. And there is no words. They had us lined up like animals, women screaming, pushing out dead babies. One of the girls' baby lived for an hour. And there was so much pain and suffering in that room that day, and they cleaned me up a little bit. And they sent me home. 2 days later, I collapsed because they left a lot of tissue in me. Had to have an emergency D&C operation. But at that point, it was like, what have I done? So,
one of the things you said is that when you delivered the baby, because you're almost 5 months pregnant, they wrapped the baby up and you saw them drop the baby into a trash can.
There wasn't no, are you okay? None of that. It was like the nurse came in and sprayed something, wiped down something, and sent you on your way. They put you in recovery for an hour, and then that was it. That was it. And I can tell you that for me, and when I think back on that, it's it's one of the true times where I'm truly grateful for Jesus' blood.
Yes, amen.
Because only something like the Lamb of God could take away that.
And then you will see that baby again.
Yes.
And that's another whole show we can talk about. But anyway, I wanted you to hear that. There may be someone watching that. Okay.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Maybe you're pregnant and you're thinking about getting an abortion. I think that was for you today. And I don't cry unless I sit in the presence of the Lord, so you know who you are. So listen to what she said. You may not understand how in the world you can take care of this baby or what. I'm just telling you, if you make the decision to let the baby live, God will make a way. I promise you He will. Okay, let's get you washed by the blood of the Lamb. Because, I mean, you just continue in a downward spiral after all of these terrible calamities that have taken place in your life.
If I could just share just one thing that I think that people need to understand, that even in our dark hour, that Jesus is with us, that God is with us. I was out prostituting one night, and I had ripped off these two guys, and I ripped off so many people, I never remember how many people I ripped off. And so this guy picked me up one night, and I'm out prostituting, and he put me in his van, took me to the wooded area where this all was supposed to take place. But walking down the trail back in the woods, he said, "Do you remember me?" And I said, "No." He said, "You don't remember ripping me and my cousin off?" I said, "No." This guy threw me down, he raped me, and he strangled me. He was raping me and strangling me, and I must have went unconscious. And I came to, and when I came to, he was straddled over me with a boulder in his hand, ready to crush my skull. And when I seen it, I said, "Jesus!" I didn't have a relationship with Jesus. I didn't know who Jesus was, but his name was put on my tongue. I was brought to say his name, and this guy fell off of me. He fell back off of me, and I don't know if me waking up scared him, spooked him, but he fell off of me. He picked me up. He said, he put me back in his van. He said, "I don't have no money, but take my watch." And he took me back where I came from. He was going to crush my skull. And I can tell you, even though I was not walking with the Lord, he was with me, waiting for me, knocking at that door, waiting for me to answer. And I just wanted to share that, because sometimes we get so lost in all of the stuff that we caught up in that we don't realize that we do have divine intervention always working for us, and we have to open up that door. We have to.
Tell us about your surrender moment. I mean, your real surrender moment.
My real surrender moment. I was in prison again, pregnant again, and I'm terrified I'm about to lose another baby. I don't know how I'm going to live through that. And I remember it dropped in my spirit. I remember somebody saying, "When all else fails, why not look up to God?" And I'm laying on my concrete floor. I'm there for violation of parole. There's no way nobody gonna deal with me. And I lay there, and I said, "God, if I don't know if you listen to people like me, but if you do, please help me. Please help me." And I laid there for hours, screaming out in an eerie desperation cry to him. And I found out about, not long after that, I found out about this program called Tamar's Children, and they said the name came from the Bible. They said it was King David's daughter that was abused by her half-brother, and she was off, never to be heard of again, torn, closed, and disgraced, never to be heard again. So we would Tamar's Children. However, because it was government funded, they had to give it an acronym, so it was trauma, addiction, mental health, and recovery. So anyway, even though the warden said, "No, inmate Kane is